Okay, today I'm going to be fixing this radio from the 1930s. I have the chassis out on the table already. So I fixed this radio before, but I took out the capacitors that I replaced to use in another project. So I'm going to have to put some new 20 microfarad capacitors again. These were the original 20 microfarad capacitors, and they were rated for 150 working volts. Here are the new capacitors. They're inside here. Also, this tube will have to be replaced. The anode cap is missing. That is a Type 75 vacuum tube, and so is this. So here's the replacement. So sitting next to our Type 75 tube, we have this ballast resistor. This is actually a coil of wire inside of here. It's nichrome wire made with nickel and chromium, which is known as resistance wire. It adds resistance to a circuit. So I've once again found the schematic for this radio online. I found it in like 5 seconds. But anyway, it is an Emerson radio and it's from the 1930s. Now I will show the schematic. Okay, let us now begin the repair process of this radio. I cannot for the life of me find my soldering iron. So I will just do a temporary fix, then I'll go buy a soldering iron or whatever. Okay, let's flip this radio over, but I believe these capacitors are missing if I remember correctly. Yeah, they would have gone right on these wires. Okay, let's open this and get these capacitors out of here. They were 20 microfarad capacitors, or 20 UF capacitors. And here are the new 20 microfarad capacitors. These are rated for 450 volts, but that's perfectly okay. So with old radios like this, usually your metal chassis is actually where the negative lead of the capacitor connects. The positive lead of the capacitor always has this indentation like this. Okay, both capacitors are now replaced. I have yet to solder them because I can't find a soldering iron, but I will solder them. So I'm going to have to get a plug-in for this radio because I stole it for another project. So I'm going to have to go get another one. Okay, here is a plug-in. Okay, the plug is on the end of the cord. Let's plug this in and test this. Okay, let's turn this on and allow the tubes a chance to warm up. I'll turn it all the way up. Probably be really loud. The lights are glowing. The tubes are starting to warm up. And sound? Question mark. There we go. So this radio is being really quiet. It sounds like the antenna's not long enough. Let's touch the antenna.
You know, the juxtaposition of timing here is very important. I think the Wall Street Journal had a good piece on this yesterday. At the very same time, when the United States is negotiating a prisoner swap with Iran, 5 for 5, except...
Okay, some of the capacitors in the antenna circuit probably need to be replaced.
At the same time, they're making that dumb deal. Iran is working with Hamas. The word out, whatever word you want. And that's what happened last night with Dallas and San Francisco. It was a beatdown.
Open Shore Seniors' voices are heard as a volunteer ombudsman. .org.
438 here at KRLD. It's time to ask the experts. So what happens to all the people that have trips planned to the Holy Land? First, your traffic and weather together on the 8th. Julie Rogers.
Now all I have to do is replace the dial string and find an arrow for the dial, and then I'll be done.